Hello Gemini, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of February 12 through 18. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond just what I'm telling you, okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Here we have a Five of Wands to start us out. Let's put that into some context before we get too crazy with that energy, all right? So it seems to me like a lot of fire here now, some air, some water, oh, a nice major arcana, some more air. You're gonna have to excuse me today. I'm still a little bit under the weather. Got this head and chest congestion that just won't quit. All right. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, and I think we should use the Rider-Waite-Smith. We don't use that one nearly as much as we should. And this is pre-shuffled, but we're just going to take one randomly from the middle. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, so stick around until the end, and we'll see if that can, tie the reading together or give us the confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So, right away, we see a Five of Wands. Now, I think you're the type of person that will not put up with any kind of BS. You are someone who, really sticks to their guns. I think you have a bit of a competitive edge, too. I think that you kind of thrive on challenges. I think that you have a tremendous amount of confidence. I think you have a tremendous amount of, tenacity and determination. It's really hard to keep you down, okay? I think whatever you put your mind to, you give it everything you've got. I think that you have this, for some reason, there seems to be like a battle going on in, maybe in the workplace this week, okay? Because of some of the other cards we have here, I'm not really sure if this, it doesn't feel like it's over money exactly. It feels like it's more of, maybe a power struggle. Maybe there was some kind of deception going on in the workplace. Okay. Now I say workplace, I'm maybe talking about career, maybe talking about what you do for money, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Okay. It's basically whatever you're doing with your time every day, the work that you do. Okay. It does involve a larger group of people. So it could be the employment situation, the company that you work for, the business that you run, your coworkers, associates, colleagues, employees, the friends that you do work together with, an art cooperative, could be a religious organization or a spiritual organization too, but it's a larger group of people. And I think that there is maybe one particular person involved in this larger group of people that is bringing out this kind of fighting spirit in you. Okay. With the Five of Wands here, I'm getting a feeling like somebody is trying to push you around and you're just not going to have it. You just don't put up with that. You're the person that goes after the person bullying everybody else. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you have a tremendous confidence in your own skills, abilities. I wouldn't be surprised if you were very, very good at sports when you were younger, maybe even currently. Because I feel a very strong kind of competitive energy from you, but not someone that goes out looking for a fight or looking for a competition. But if somebody brings it, well, you're ready for it, And I think this week that's kind of what's going on with this Hierophant card. I think that there is someone in the workplace or this larger organization of people that is not trying to make you look weak, but trying to demonstrate their own power by kind of diminishing yours, okay, or your accomplishments or your authority in this organization or in the workplace, or kind of trying to raise themselves up by pushing you down a little bit, but not in a very obvious or overt or direct way. It's a little more subtle than that, okay? And this could be it could be even something a little bit more systemic than just one kind of bad apple, right? We see a card here beneath the surface, this Prince of Wands, that I kind of have my eye on. I don't know if this is the troublemaker or not. It could be. We're going to get to that in just a moment. I'm getting the feeling now that it's kind of like, it almost feels like the organization as a whole is trying to kind of keep you down or keep you from like rising through the ranks, okay? And it could be that you're in a defensive position with this Five of Wands. Now, I hope I'm not touching on anything too sensitive, right? Because I feel like I feel like your energy is really primed right now, and you're just this close to just kind of letting loose, you know? I think that this person or these people have pushed you pretty far already. It seems to me like they, it maybe has been something that's has been going on for a while. Okay. I don't feel like this is a new company that you started with. I almost think that you've been there for a really long time. Okay. Or in the industry, or with this particular employer, with this group of people in this field or in this area. Okay. Like you kind of have, you've paid your dues, I think is what I'm trying to say. And for some reason now, there's either this one troublemaker, or it's kind of the organization as a whole that seems to be trying to keep you down. That is just, it feels like they're against you for some reason. Let's go beneath the surface to this Prince of Wands. Now, this could represent a fire sign person involved in this situation. It could represent just someone that has this kind of really aggressive quality about them, right? This card kind of represents that bully. But as soon as somebody stands up to the bully, this card falls. This person, this energy, just crumbles. Okay, so it's like a false bravado. It's like an arrogance that this person has. Now, I don't know if this is how you feel about the organization itself. You know, that they're being a bully, or maybe management in general, or the the upper echelon of this organization. Okay. But it has like this bully kind of energy. But as soon as someone stands up to the bully, which again I think is you. So I feel like you've got I almost kind of am getting like a whistleblower vibe here. Okay. Now, I don't want to go into any kind of dark territory, any kind of conspiracy theories or anything like that. Let's keep the channel clean. Okay. So we'll try to kind of skate around the subject the best we can. But I feel like you're standing up to someone, right? And I feel like it's someone with this false bravado, this arrogance. And I feel like you're just challenging them, and you fully expect them to just crumble and fall, okay? Because like any kind of a bully, as soon as you stand up to them, they can't take it, right? And that's what I'm feeling with this Five of Wands in particular. And I feel like you kind of have the high ground here. You have the like the moral high ground here, or you have the I don't want to say righteousness, but I think that you're right about this. Whatever's going on, it feels to me like you kind of have this nobility about you, that you take pride in standing up for what is right. Okay, even if it means you're putting yourself at a little bit of risk. Now, I hope not. If you are in any kind of trouble or danger, please contact the authorities, contact whoever it is in your area that you can reach out to. Okay, that's very important. But I feel like you're still involved with this group. I feel like you're still working for this company, or you're still doing work for this organization. But they've got this little bit of corrupt kind of vibe about them, right? And that's where I'm getting this whistleblower kind of thing from, because it feels like you're standing up against the bully. You're standing up against someone who you know is in the wrong. They're doing something that is, in your eyes, morally wrong, right? And that's what we have here with the Eight of Swords. I think that you've recently gotten tangled up in something with this group of people, okay, or with this organization, if it's an employer or whatever exactly it might be. So it feels like there There are strategies that are being developed that are not really in your best interest. Okay? There are people here that don't have your best interest at heart. And if this is a larger company or organization, well, they're going to have their own survival as top priority, right? I mean, the organization needs to thrive and succeed and survive over any one individual, right? That's just the nature of a corporation, of an entity like this. So I feel like there are, now I'm not trying to be too paranoid or get too cloak and dagger here, but it does feel like there are elements within this organization that are kind of trying to push you out, okay? That are trying to either weave some narrative that is, against you, obviously, or to just push some kind of disinformation about you in order to kind of derail your plans, your intentions, your will, okay? And it could be that this is what has brought about this Five of Swords, or I'm sorry, this Five of Wands energy about you standing up to them. I don't think this is their reaction to you. I think this is your reaction to them, this Five of Wands. Sorry, I'm so sick today. The Five of Wands, this is your reaction to their disinformation, their strategy against you. Okay, I'm trying to choose my words carefully. But like any bully, they will crumble as soon as they are really stood up to. But it's difficult for one individual to stand up against, a Goliath of a company, right? Or any company really, which is it's greater than just any one individual in the company, right? The company will be there long after all of the individuals are gone and replaced and, generations down the line, in theory. Okay. So I don't know what it is exactly that happened or why or what you think is going to come from this energy. Let's look above the path of the dove here to this 10 of Cups. This is, I think, kind of an indication that you've outgrown your duty or your commitment to this company, this group, this organization. It could be a religious body. It could be, a church, an order, a temple, a lodge. It could be a community organization. It could be your private employer. It could be the business that you run even, which that would add an entirely new dynamic here if this is a business that you started perhaps. But I feel like there was once a great love for this work that you do, right? With the 10 of Cups, this is telling me that love is kind of reached its limit now, right? It's the kind of love and devotion and commitment that can put up with a lot of BS, right? But only to a point. There's a line. There's a limit to how much you can tolerate in this situation with this kind of devotion and love that you once had for this group. I think they've pushed it too far, and that love is probably on its way out. I don't know that there really is any love or commitment or devotion left, right? I think you've hit your limit on that, and there's really nothing left to connect you. There's nothing like keeping you here. You know what I mean? And that's kind of leading me to the next card, which is this Fool energy. This Fool is telling me really that you're going to be leaving this group of people or this company, this entity, rather quickly. I think it's kind of an abrupt change. I think you're going to really make the choice, the conscious choice, to get the heck out of there. Okay? I don't think that sticking around is really going to accomplish anything, right? I think it's probably this week that you're starting to realize that, look, any love that you had for this group of people, this entity, this company, is long gone. Long gone. I think it's been maxed out. Your tolerance for their mismanagement, their behavior, their activities, whatever might be going on, your tolerance for that is at its limit, no more. So we get this Fool energy by the end of the week, and I think this really is you making a fresh start. This is you kind of going off in your own direction, right? Start something new. This is really, you have unlimited potential. I don't know what kind of work you do, but I feel like you could do it somewhere else. You know, you could find a better group of people to do it with. Okay. And the Fool is telling me that within a few days you're going to be seriously considering a fresh start somewhere else. Okay. And it may be a relatively long journey. You might have to kind of pack your bag and sling it over your shoulder and hit the road walking until you find something that really suits you. Okay. But a fresh start it is. And with that, let's go to the path of the Serpent here, because I'm very curious what is going on. I honestly, in this situation, I don't really want to know. But we're going to look at the path of the Serpent and see if we can get a handle or some clarity on some more of your kind of energy and what's going on with you. First, we have a 5 of Swords here in your general energy, the first position on the path of the Serpent here. I think you are feeling a little bit overpowered or a little bit like the underdog here. Okay, you're kind of the little guy or gal or whatever. It's just a saying. And there is this greater organization, this greater group of people that is just more powerful than you are. You're one person, right? And we've talked about that. You're going up against this Goliath of a company, or this larger group of people that just by default, by its nature, has more power than you, right? Because it will survive even after all of the individual members have been replaced and are long gone and generations down the line, right? So I think that you don't like to accept defeat. Okay? We have that 5 of Wands, and this is the central card. This is about your battle with this group of people. Okay? And perhaps by taking the advice of the Fool and getting the hell out of there, you're going to feel like you lost, like you were defeated, like you let them win, and that feels terrible. I don't like the sound of that or the feeling of that either, you know. But I'm not sure that we can look at it that way. I'm not sure that this is going to be the best feeling to kind of hold on to with this, okay? Because I think for your, just for your sake of your mental health, your emotional health, you need to get out of there. I don't think that there's anything really good going on there. And I honestly don't think that this kind of, this bully, this false bravado analogy is really going to stand up. It's not really going to hold water, right? You know, I think that, yes, you are doing the right thing by standing up for what is right. But I also think that, yes, they could probably crush you, right? They have some almost unlimited resources compared to just one individual, okay? So I think by taking the advice of the Fool and moving on, looking at a fresh start, thinking about a new journey somewhere else, I don't think that is going to be a defeat. I think that is going to be self-preservation. I think we could look at this 5 of Swords the other way around and say that you're putting spirit on top. You're putting your kind of, you're putting your intuition, your better judgment, your common sense, your conscience. You're putting your reasonable, this spiritual kind of, you know, reasonableness over all of these other lower elements, your ego, your pride, your hurt feelings, you know. You're putting spirit back on top. You're letting spirit take the wheel. So even though your ego is bruised, you feel defeated, your pride is damaged, that's kind of the least of the concern, right? That's something that you can get over, right? But you've got to do the right thing for you, not necessarily the right thing ethically or morally, which I think has a little bit of ego involved there, okay? Just because of the nature of the 5 and because of the nature of this 5 of Swords, Okay? So I think it's kind of a conscious effort on your part, a conscious choice to maybe accept the loss, accept the defeat. Say, yeah, they were just bigger, better, stronger than me. That's fine. You know, your ego will get over it. You have to preserve yourself, your spirit, your soul, and get the heck out of there, right? Because I don't see anything really beneficial happening from staying here, okay? One way or the other, this Fool energy is coming, right? You're either going to be packing a bag and kind of running away, or you're going to be kind of tossed out the back door, you know? So I think the conscious decision here, the reasonable choice, the kind of self-preserving choice, your intuitive choice here is to just leave peacefully now and go about your own way and begin a new journey for yourself, okay? Now the next card on the Path of the Serpent is, of course, the Seven of Wands. It is a larger kind of enemy that we have, right? This is it's a larger group of people. It's a company or a corporation or an organization, a group of people versus just you, one person. So it definitely feels to me like you're up against some really insurmountable odds. I don't think this is a winnable situation. Okay, so it's almost like you pack your bags and kind of leave willingly and peacefully, or, you know, the bouncer comes and tosses you out the back door, right? But you're one way or the other, you're out the door. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear. I'm sorry if that does offend you or offend your ego or hurt your pride, or if you unsubscribe to this channel or turn this video off. I understand. I understand. And I do want to say that, you know, the tarot cards are always correct. Okay? I'm not picking and choosing the cards. I don't know what cards are going to be out on the table. But they're always the correct cards for right now. Okay? My problem as the interpreter is that I can't always associate all of these cards exactly to your specific situation. That's why I ask you to connect with the images and with the energies. Use your own intuition and go beyond the details that I'm providing, right? Fill in the gaps, right? Interpret things in the context of your exact situation, okay? But I feel like they're a stronger enemy. I feel like there's no way really to defeat them. It's almost like you can defeat them by just not engaging. You know what I mean? But I can sense that your pride, your ego, whatever you want to call it, doesn't like that idea. It doesn't like that idea. But you're someone who is intensely practical. You can see the value in what I'm saying, even if there are parts of you, your pride, your ego, that do not want to listen, do not want to accept the message. You're a very practical person. I think that you have built a great many things in your life, you know? It could be that you're an entrepreneur. It could be that you've built many businesses. It could be that you physically build stuff with your hands, or you do gardening, carpentry, home repair, automotive repair. Maybe you restore classic cars or something, or maybe, you know, I don't know, interior design or landscape, anything. You're a builder. So you know how to start again. You know that when some structure is just unsound, it needs to be torn down and started fresh, right? And I'm wondering if this mystery card is going to be the Death card, honestly. I feel like the Path of the Dove here needs that Death card to wash it away, to sweep it away, right? Whatever we have going on here, this relationship is unsound. And you know how dangerous an unsound structure can be. Okay, maybe, you know, you might even be involved in like firefighting, kind of frontline services, or EMS or something, right? Because I feel like you know maybe architecture, construction, something like that. Maybe fire services, though. I kind of get that feeling a little bit, the fire services. But you know the danger of an unsound building. And it's the same thing here. That's the analogy we're using. That's the metaphor. So, fall back on your practical sensibilities. Take this Fool energy, and the Fool is going to kind of embark upon this path. And like I said, it may be kind of a long journey. You may have to really find what your next adventure is going to be. It may take some time before you really find it and you start building it. And it's going to be built up slowly and soundly, and it's going to be tremendous, right? Because you have that capability. You've done it before. And then finally, on the path of the Serpent, we've got the Ace of Discs. So you are going to find that brand new thing, that brand new project, endeavor, business, that something, that investment, that new position, that new company, something. You're going to be using your practical skills with this Eight of Pentacles to find that new thing. This is that treasure that this Fool is out there looking for, right? Out there on that quest, looking for the buried treasure where you're going to discover the buried treasure, It may be that you have to dig quite a few holes before you find it. But I could guarantee that this path of the dove situation is not where you're going to find that treasure. This is all booby traps here. All booby traps. Okay? So that Fool is going to find that treasure, and that is your next opportunity where you can apply these skills that you have, these talents that you have, and you can really create something because you're a builder. You're a builder. Let's look at this mystery card. I was thinking maybe Death card. No, this is the 10. A 10 of Wands here. So with the 10 of Wands, we had the 10 of Cups, we've got the 10 of Wands. I think that you will realize that you don't have enough fight in you for this. Okay? You have really, the capability to go the distance. We were talking about that 5 of Wands. That's a lot of this fighting spirit, fighting energy, right? You love to battle. You're a gladiator almost. That's why I kind of think like firefighter or something too, But that is not enough to hold out against these tremendous odds that you're up against. It's still an unwinnable situation. And all that you would do with this 10 of Wands is you would be carrying this burden for as long as you could, holding on to this fight, right? For as long as you could, and you're going to do nothing but break your back. Break your bank, break your back, absolute fatigue, draining your vitality. And what are you really going to show for it? What are you going to have at the end? It's an unwinnable battle. It's an uphill battle, and you're never going to get to the top of that. And I know you probably don't want to hear that. Like I said earlier, if you want to turn off the video, you want to unsubscribe from the channel, that's fine, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you that, if you guys talk it out, then maybe it'll be okay. I think you need to get out of there. Go your own way. This Fool energy is really the focal point of this reading, because we don't have very much major arcana. We had the Hierophant. So this is kind of like, you're staying here or you're kind of fleeing with this one, And it's about this situation here, and this is what needs to happen. We could have just used these 2 cards, and this would have been perfectly fine. That situation you're in with that larger group of people, you need to get out of there. Okay? Anyway, we're going to take a look in the extended Gemini. If you want to stick around, which I hope you do, click on the link that's right here. And again, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you've unsubscribed because of this reading, well, I hope you'll give me another chance next week. This was your weekly tarot reading for February 12th through 18 on Dove and Serpent Tarot.